There may be less than 24 hours before real stock market danger emerges and another company goes bankrupt. Credit card delinquencies on the rise once again, and the fear and greed index sitting at 23. So should we be worried, or is it time to buy? As we come over, look at this article right here. As LL Flooring goes bankrupt, here are the 94 stores holding closing sales. And every time we turn around, another company is going out of business. Is this exactly what Jay Powell calls a soft landing? We look right here, credit card and auto loan delinquencies surge in the second quarter. If we zoom up into this graph right here, in red, we see student loan down substantially. However, look at credit card, right? Everybody is piling everything on the credit card, saying, you know what? Everything's too expensive. I cannot afford it. Let's charge. And we also see auto loan delinquencies on the rise once again. Both of these are not signs of a soft landing, in my personal opinion. Today, we saw the fear and greed index sitting at 23. We look at how the indices fared across the board. The Dow was down 140 points. The NASDAQ was up 35 points. S&P 500 eked out a gain at 0.23 points. Russell 2000 down 1.84. Now, if we look at advancing issues versus declining, we had 58.9% of issues declining on the day. And we come over and look at the sectors across the board. The only two sectors in the green, energy and technology. Everything else was in the red, and we really got to be worried about energy on the rise. Because if we take a look at crude oil on the rise once again, which is also going to segue very perfectly into the next news articles I have to share with you here in a few moments. But crude oil today was up 3.63% on the session. It made it all the way through the minus development area, right up here towards the next area. However, could crude oil be getting ready to take out the swing highs over here? Because when we seen some drops in the markets today, when we had this fast drop right here, then again, right over here in this area, it was all about this story right here. Iran could attack Israel in less than 24 hours, sources say, as Western powers issue Tehran warning. When you look right here, Israel puts military on high alert as U.S. sends assets to the Middle East. Now, if you guys were on the one live stream when Israel went on the offensive against Iran, we had major volatility in the market that Asia session, which brings me to the point. I'll be trading again live tonight at 8:45 p.m. So if you guys would like to come join the stream, make sure you're subscribed and you have the bell notifications turned on for all. Now, this could be the volatility that we need that's going to actually start to send the market back a little bit lower. We take a look at small caps real quick. And today, what did small caps do? Basically closing in the red and really having a hard time getting out of this high volume area on the profile. Looking at the Dow, what do we see? Dow really struggling at the 38% retracement level, which really opens the door to a double bottom or some type of higher low situation in the market. So we want to pay very close attention to that out here tonight. Now look at the MACD indicator. The MACD indicator has started to firm up. However, that's only a piece of the equation. We look at the dollar index today. Dollar index basically flat, a little bit of an inverted hammer-ish type of candle. We come over and take a look at gold. Gold today had a big candle on the way up. Why could that be? Could it be because we are starting to see signs of more and more uncertainty out there in the market, especially with what is going on in the Middle East? Now, I said, if we come back up here again, watch out. Gold is probably going to break out, making its way towards this ABC projection at 25.86. So let's be on the lookout for that. Can we clear the swing highs that we have right over here? So as we come over and look at the QQQs real quick, notice what we did. We basically have a doji candle. After we've had a decent retracement on the way up, where do we come up to? Right near the 61.8 fib level and right near the 38% retracement of the entire move on the way down. Now, this is an area where we could start to see the market pull back here just a bit. Now, one thing to focus on is if indeed that does occur, that might also set up a MACD divergence on the daily chart. I also want to remind you guys real quick, even though we don't look at this chart every day, the weekly chart, the MACD indicator still has a long ways to go before it's anywhere near the zero line. On the 4-hour chart, we do have that MACD indicator across to the upside. Then on the 1-hour chart, you can see prices basically flattened out right around this area. We made it right up here towards gap resistance, boom, and we just basically flattened out. MACD indicator looks like it may want to cross lower. Then out here on the 30-minute chart, MACD indicator is already crossed to the downside. Now today, one of the areas I said to watch out for a reversal was right within this minus development area. We overshot it by just a bit. Boom, rocket ship on the way back up. So what is going to be in store for today? Well, if you look at this, right, you can see we're closing right near the point of control. If we start losing the point of control tonight, that's really going to open the doors to much lower prices. And if Iran goes on the offensive tonight, watch out. There's going to be a lot of fireworks out in the stock market. I want to make everybody aware, Apex 7 a massive 80% sale off all their valuation accounts, pass in as little as 1 day. And you can also get a $150K account for only $40. You can get a $250K account for only $40. And you get a $300K account for only $40. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, use the link in the description box down below and use the promo code Mike at checkout. Now, when we come over and look at the futures markets, notice, where do we come up to? We got very close coming up towards that untested value area low. We did not make it there yet. However, we did make it towards the structure breakdown point. We got right in that zone, rejected on the way back down for the time being. Now, maybe if Iran does not go on the offensive, maybe we'll be able to see the NASDAQ, come up here just a little bit, test that untested value area low, take out the untested point of control as well. Then when we come out here and we look at the 30-minute chart, we have a very well-defined D as in dog shape profile. So now it's two D-shaped profiles back to back, but today we are able to push a little bit higher. Now, when we look at this, value area high is going to come in at 18,694.75. The point of control will come in at 18,628.75. Value area low will come in at 18,595.25. Now, if we start losing value area low tonight, I'm going to be looking to target the lows from the New York session. Then I'm going to look to target this zone right down here that we identified, basically candle body to the candle wick. Now, this zone right down below us comes in anywhere from about, we're going to call it 18,420 down to about 18,384. Now, as we come over and look at the SPY, look where we came into, right? We got right in the edge of this minus development area. And I think that was in the drawing I had this morning or over the weekend, where I basically had an arrow drawing right into this area showing this could be a potential area where the market reverses. On the daily chart, we do not have the MACD indicator crossed to the upside yet. On the weekly chart, you can see the MACD indicator is way above the zero line, which could suggest that we have a lot further in which the market could drop. This could be nothing more than a corrective move. And we'll see, do we set up a much larger ABC pattern on the way down? Now, we do need to take this 1 day at a time. And you can see we've been able to clear the 38% retracement. We did not make it up to the 50% retracement just yet. Out here on the 4-hour chart, what do we see? MACD indicator has a bullish cross. And you see we came right in the minus development area on this chart as well. Now, I would have preferred to see this gap up here be filled at 543. However, the market just did not want to fill the gap at this moment. On the 1-hour chart, you can see the MACD indicator kind of flatlined above the zero line. We see price went up, basically going sideways. Are we going to get distribution and have the market come back down? Let's not forget, we still have this gap up right over here that could come back and get retested at 518.66, especially if Iran goes on the offensive tonight. Watch out for the market to come crashing down towards that area. Out here on the 30-minute chart, what do we see? We see the MACD indicator at this moment is crossed to the downside, working down towards the zero line, but price is not giving it up right here, right now. However, tonight, if we start breaking below this point of control, or really below the wicks of these candles, somewhere in the ballpark of 531, then I'm going to really look to play the move on the way back down. And ultimately, I want to try to target gap support down here about 521, and then maybe the gap being filled at 518.63. Then as we come over and look at the futures markets on the composite profile with the weekly profiles, keep in mind, we have this structure breakdown point. We did not make it back into it like the NASDAQ did, and the market could be getting a little bit tired here as well. Now, one thing I do want to do, I want to pull a Fibonacci extension, swing high down to the swing low. Now, the 127 extension at 5409 could be a problem. That could be a target location if we indeed start to spike back up once again. Then as we come over and look at the daily profiles, what do we do today? Well, we went up, we went down, we went up, and we kind of finished in the middle of the range. Now, value area high is going to come in about 5380.25 with the point of control down here at about 5367.75. Value area low will come in at 5358.75. Now, the way I want to play this is going to be very simple. One, if tonight we start breaking above value area high, then we start turning back down, I want to play for the rotation lower. Point of control, value area low. Anything below value area low, I want to go ahead and target value area low from the prior day, meaning from Friday, 5343.50. Below that, then I want to target the candle wicks down here to the candle bodies, and that ranges anywhere from about 53.30 down here towards 53.20 or so. Anything below that price point, one of the areas I have my eyes set on is going to be this minus development area within the profile. And that area down here is going to be somewhere in the ballpark of 52.55 down here towards 52.38. Now, this could act as a magnet. Now, two things to note with that. One, it could be a magnet, but two, when we get down to that area, if we start seeing signs of rejection, hammer candles, bullish engulfing candles, then I would want to play the rotation back up. I would want to try to get bullish on the way back up if indeed it does play out that way. Now, right now, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. I don't see the market making it down there in a short period of time unless we start to see more action going on in the Middle East. Now, if you guys like to learn how to find absorption in the markets using order flow with 2 different methods, watch this video right here.